Welcome to Genizus Podcast, where we dive into the dynamic world of generational conversation with your host, John, the baby boomer, along with Jessica, the millennial, and Joey, the Gen Z. Welcome to Genizus Podcast, the Halloween edition. I'm John, the baby boomer.
I'm Joey, the Gen Z.
I'm Jessica, the millennial.
And we have a special guest today. We have Jorianne, the coffee psychic. Hello, Jorianne.
John, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome.
So today we are going to talk Halloween. We're going to talk about the paranormal and how the generations have perceived the paranormal throughout time. And Jorianne's going to help us with it because she's a career expert in the paranormal. So, Jorianne, tell us a little about, how you have gone throughout your career with the paranormal, how it started.
Okay, now how it started for me was basically a little whack in the head with a bat from a younger kid that I had a crush on, basically.
Aww. That's how love stories start.
I know. And really, I had brain damage, so I had epilepsy when I was younger. Yep. Wow. And I remember getting coffee from my parents when we were younger, and then I would take a sip, right? And I was going like, oh, I'm awake now. So it really turned into a 30 to 40 cup of coffee addiction a day. So, and I just love...
A day?
A day.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Water, what? Right? What's water? So anyway, but I loved
So
caffeine.
you never slept?
Well, true. True dat.
Oh my
gosh. I know. Little terms. So sleeping was something. But that really is what happened. And then one day my sister-in-law's cousin, who's Hispanic, Rosa, we got together because she said she was psychic also. And we got together to discuss different forms of divining information psychically. And she said in the Hispanic culture, they either take lemons, cut them in half, frying them in a pan, and then they look at the smoke. She goes, or they take a black cup of coffee, pour cream into it, and it's got to be real half and half, and then they get images. So because I used to drink so much coffee and it was Boston, which means lots of cream, I would just pour it in there and I'd look at somebody and say, did you break your leg? And they're like, I just got my cast off. Or they'd call back and said, you cursed me. I just broke my leg, right? So I really started to learn how to read the coffee really fast. But I also grew up in a haunted house. And I also had what I now know to be clairsentience. I would just know things were going to happen, and then they'd happen. Mm-hmm. So it was something that really started when I was kind of young, but that's when it really broke open for me later on when I had become, I was actually leaving my marriage. And the next week I was in psychic development classes.
Wow.
So it's really like a progressive thing,
right?
That happened for me. So go ahead, John.
Well, okay. So my question to you is, when you started developing, did it take a long time to really get into readings and having the gift that you have now? Or was it like progressive, or did you have to take classes, anything like that?
Thank you. So I just started writing my books. Actually, a couple of years ago, I started writing some books. And at probably about 2 years old, I kept hearing voices saying, you're special. You're special. And I remember playing with my doll, and I turned around, and it's like no one's there. So I started hearing things when I was very young.
Was your doll talking to you?
I would have loved that, John. I would have loved that. But, who's to say, right?
Annabelle.
I had good dolls, though, apparently. So, but anyway, so with that happening when I was younger, I had just had feelings and things like that. They'd happen, but I never really paid attention. But being raised in the haunted house, we had our radio that would turn up and down out of nowhere. To the point where we just named our ghost Sparky.
Sparky.
My sister and I were actually upstairs on the second floor. And suddenly, as we were looking out this window, this is one cool experience. We were looking out her bedroom window, and it looked like there was a transparent sheet that was kind of going back and forth. And I'm going like, oh, my God, Sue. I said, look at that. And she's like, oh my God, what is that? And then you guys have to know, when they say the wall was breathing in and out, this window started breathing in and out.
Really?
And my sister and I couldn't have been tripping over each other to run downstairs. Thank God we didn't get injured. To start telling my mom and dad, oh my God, something is upstairs. This is what we saw outside. This is what the window did. And they're like, come on, you guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, swear to God, it just happened. So we really did grow up in a haunted house. And for a while, I kept thinking, did my brother have like a sheet outside with a really long pole trying to mess with us or what? But that's part of what I grew up with.
Did you see any type of entities or like, I don't know, ghosts that just pop out of nowhere? Or was it just more perception or hearing things and that kind of thing?
Thank you for saying that. I used to be so afraid of seeing the dead. I really was. When my grandmother died, she died at the age of 74, and she stood at the foot of my bed with her hands folded across her skirt, her dress, and she just looked at me, and she looked like she was like 43 years old with bright red hair. And I kept throwing the covers over my head saying, Nana, go away. And then she'd disappear for a minute, and I'd drift to sleep, and then she'd be there again. So it was like seven or eight times I saw her sitting there at the foot of my bed.
How old are you?
Holy moly. I probably was in my 20s. I was already married with kids.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like, oh my God, it was frightening to me. And yet, as I kept maturing in the spiritual field, all I really did want to do was talk to the dead.
Mm-hmm. Because
really, when I think about being a medium and a channeler, I just love it. I've met some of the nicest dead people. That's what I'll say. And even John, if you remember, we've known each other for a long time. There's this thing called EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, right? Yeah. So we've had them.
All right.
And I was talking with one lady, and her dead mom came through. She was just awesome. And I said, oh my God, I really want to say thank you to your mom. And in my head, I heard, no, thank you, Jorianne. And then on the cassette, we heard, no, thank you, Jorianne. Like that.
Sound like an elf?
God.
It was quicker. It was a quicker, quicker pace.
That's
quicker pace.
That's so cool.
But I will tell you, I did see something else the one time that scared the willies out of me and made me move out of my house for 3 days. I saw, I really go back and forth.
Now, this is the house that you were living at when you were a kid, or
no
recent?
Way. It was when I was a young adult, a young mom. And I was just starting to get into the paranormal at that time. Uh-huh. And I'd learned how to do something called candle magic and prayers and stuff like this, right? Through focusing your meditation and stuff. And this one time it looked like it was, you see that little black crow on your table there? Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, it really looked like a demon, like the face of a devil, and it had a tail. And I'm telling you, that was really challenging my belief systems, because when I was younger, I wanted to be a nun. So all of the paranormal was kind of like, is it taboo? Should I be doing this work?
Right.
That sort of thing.
Well, I think Catholics, like my family, they're a little on the different side. Yeah. But they have this whole belief system about the paranormal, that I need to stay away from it, that it's wrong and it's not part of it. But I mean, it's all a part of, if you've been involved in seeing something from the other side, and I've been a part of, stuff like that, and I've seen it,
for a long time.
Yeah. And so you have to believe, you have to kind of think, okay, well, the Catholic Church is a certain way.
I think it goes against what organized religion believes in, especially Catholicism, because
wasn't Jesus a ghost, to be honest?
Well,
he came back from the dead.
Well, they're manipulating a narrative to their wants. So
right, because
but if there are ghosts, and if there are things in the afterlife, then that means that heaven may not be real, or purgatory may not be real, or whatever, because that soul goes somewhere.
Right. Well, and going back to what Jorianne said earlier about one of her stories, one of the things that I do remember when Beatrice, my sister, older sister, passed away, is that night or a couple nights after she had passed away, I had a dream about her being in a holding area. I was coming up an elevator with her. She had her luggage. She went left. On the right side, I could see like a gold area, and it was like you couldn't go in there. I couldn't go in there, but there was on the left side, there was another area where you said goodbye, and and I was crying. And somebody, I thought it was one of my sisters, said stop crying, but Beatrice said no, go ahead and cry, and she was made up like she was in her teens.
Yes, that's what they say. When you see the dead, they normally come to you at a time where they feel like the most vibrant in life. That's when my grandmother came, and she looked like she was like, I don't know, 43 years old. She was looking amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Joey, about the paranormal? Now, listening to what Jorianne was saying, what is the Gen Zer think about the paranormal and how it's evolved throughout your time?
Well, I definitely have a fascination with it ever since I was a kid. Jessica and I grew up a lot, growing up with Jessica especially, and our family was very interested in it. We did some ghost huntings. Man, I want to find this picture. There's a picture of when my mom's like close friend used to do that as a living. They would investigate people's houses.
Sure.
Kind of like, Ed and Lorraine Warren kind of thing. But for fun, we went to a graveyard one time. I was like in fourth grade. And there's a picture of me, with the EVP or whatever that we were using. And there's like a female apparition hanging over.
Really?
Yeah.
Your mom took you to something like that?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
So she was there too.
I did not
I don't
know that.
remember this.
I don't remember that your mom being into the paranormal.
Oh, yeah.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah. But no, just like with art. Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You were just too close.
You don't want to make out with the
No,
microphone. Yeah.
He does it when he sings.
Yeah.
Not only for certain parts of songs. But yeah. But
Go ahead.
train of thought.
But our house was haunted too.
Thank you. But also just like with art too.
The house that Julie lives in right now.
Yes. But I think part of that is it's, what is that, poltergeist, when you're like a young lady going through pubescent issues and it manifests in like...
I think that's called anger.
They do say that. No, it's true. They do say when teenagers, that's why when we were doing the paranormal investigations before, you're looking at the age of the person that's in the house and the sexual energy building up, and could it possibly be causing these paranormal experiences?
Like hormonal. And so that I for sure feel like that's partially why there was a lot of weird stuff going on when I was in my teens, because I was in my teens and I was a girl, and my mom and I bickered a lot, and Joey was young. He was like 3, 4, 5 years old.
Yep.
And he had some, issues, behavioral issues. And I think it just compounded into this bad energy in our house.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, amongst a lot of other things. But yeah, for sure. I think their house has some weird energy going on.
Oh yeah, there's been plenty of incidents. Like when my cat was still alive, we were just hanging out in my room. I was probably playing video games or something or whatever, and then there was just like this loud like it rattled throughout the entire house, and it caused her this is how I knew it was legit and it wasn't just me. My cat, she scurried out of the room. But I actually the creepiest that I can remember that I was conscious for was when I was like 5. I was taking a nap in the basement when it was still
a normal basement.
Yeah, and I was taking a nap, and then I woke up, and you guys were upstairs doing something, but there's just like this black mass hovering over me, taunting me, like, you're in a lot of trouble. No, you need to go back to sleep right now. Like totally taunting 5-year-old me.
Really?
Yes, and it lasted for, it seemed like a lifetime because I was scared, like nobody's business. But
wow,
yeah, just like calling me names, taunting me, telling me that I was a little whatever. I don't remember all it happened so long ago, but I remember the energy and how maniacal and it was just a black mass, and I was.
Man, that's a metaphor for the rest of your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that stuff is real because I'm also an exorcist. And that's one of the things that I love doing with my daughter. We're both Reiki master healers. She's an amazing teacher. But the stuff that you're describing, does happen for people. And the way you're describing it also is a black mass, and it can stay with people for years. It can cause them depression. It can cause them, possible suicidal thoughts, things like that.
Interesting.
It is.
That's very relevant.
Yeah.
That's why, it's like, that's very relevant.
Yeah, and getting a spiritual cleansing, that's like really important for a lot of people. And some people really don't embrace that, that concept. But I've seen it and I've done it for so long that it's really amazing. It's just like anyone that feels the negative energy in their house, they do want to take the sage. They do want to go ahead and smudge the house, and if you do get like a unexpected bystander, I shouldn't say that, somebody that's coming along on some furniture that's antique or something else, and they come into your house and suddenly you've got all these orbs or depression or something else, sage your house, smudge it.
I caught an orb when in our house. When there's a picture, I think it's on Facebook actually.
Oh yeah, the pillow fight.
Yeah, the pillow fight. Yeah. Joey's probably like 3 years old, and I was in high school, and we were just like goofing around, and my friend took a picture, and you can see an orb between us. Like it was creepy.
It is creepy.
Well, you actually had an orb when we did my mom's. Was it not her funeral, but it was a what do they call
like a memorial?
Yeah, it's a memorial. Yeah, because we didn't do a funeral. But there's a picture I took of you, and there's a huge orb right by you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Probably grandma.
Huh?
Probably grandma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do people do dead people, people who passed on, do they visit in dreams?
Yes.
Is that common?
I think that's happened.
So if you stop and think about your dream state, there's so many different things when your consciousness kind of closes down so the body can regenerate itself. You've got astral projection that you can be doing. You've got spirit visitation, precognition. There's so many different things that our mind does while we're sleeping. But when you're visiting with dead people, that's not just a dream. It's not just a dream. So I always tell people, take advantage, ask them to come and help you, stuff like that.
Well, it's like that dream that I told you about my sister that, I saw her and, it was really, that's one of the dreams that I will remember for the rest of my life. There's another one I had when I was a kid living at my parents' house. I was in the basement sleeping, and I woke up, and there was this evil-looking man standing over me.
It was Tata.
No, it was not Tata.
You were drunk.
No, I was a teenager. I was like 14, 15 years old, and I woke up, and I couldn't get up because I was stunned by this face, and I still remember to this day. That it was. It scared the heck out of me.
Yeah, you told me that story before.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's creepy.
Right, yeah. And I don't remember our house really being haunted, but there were some weird things that did happen in that house. And, my sister still lives there, but it's still, kind of things did happen when I was a kid. So, yeah.
And John, stop and think about it. Even with you being in that house, maybe everyone else didn't have the same psychic abilities that were opening up like you were.
Yeah.
So maybe they weren't experiencing it and you were. That's just consider it's a possibility.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of looks like it goes downhill here. With your family.
I think my mom was gifted to a certain extent as far as like perception and cognitive, so she
mental illness.
Huh?
Mental illness.
Well, no, that's different. Come on. Everybody had, what was that word that I used last time on the podcast? OCS. OCS. No, it's OCD, but she had OCDs. But my mom saw the Virgin Mary when she was a child, or like she was in what was it? One of the cathedrals in Mexico when she was starting to be a catechist. Wow. So there was a statue of one of the priests that had passed away, and the story goes that she was very sick, and this priest gave her a blessing. She got better, and he passed away. So years later, she was walking through the cathedral plaza, whatever, and his statue was right there, and she looked up, and the Virgin Mary was over the statue. She couldn't believe it, and she shook her head, and when she went back to see it, she was gone. But that's one of the things that I remember my mom telling me, and I kind of tend to believe something like that. I don't think anybody would make up anything like so fantastic like that. You know,
You're talking about historical events. I remembered there was an event that occurred in this one church, and there were so many people in there, and it was within our lifetime, right? And somehow the doors got locked and all these spirits started flying around. So this was observed by so many parishioners, and they couldn't get out of there. And so there were so many spirits that were showing themselves there. So it's this, we're talking about not just your own personal experience, right? It's like, okay, I had this experience. It's wonderful when so many other people observe the same thing at the same time too.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So there's a lot of stuff that's been recorded. And I even tell people, just like your experiences that you guys have had. And John, I always tell people, write it down. Write it down. Get it in there, mark the date, because normally it comes through. Yeah.
It's in my head.
Yes. But sometimes people need to know too that it'll flow through you like the wind, and then it goes. So that's why when I'm doing my readings and things like that, I normally, unless people don't want it, like if it's a real private, I record everything, because I normally can't remember everything from the time I started doing a reading till it's over. Yeah. But I want to speak to this young man real quick too. You were saying that dark spirit that was over you. I had just started getting into meditation one day, and I sat in my chair, and suddenly I had the spirit come to me and he said, go kill yourself. And I'm like, dude,
whoa,
I know who you are. Get out of here. Get out of my house. And the one saying people are supposed to say is, if you're not here to do God's work, you must leave now. And so if you kind of get creeped out because you're feeling spirits, state that as a command. And in the spiritual field, they have to leave.
Wow.
Yeah, just as a little
There's like rules.
FYI. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. Like, who enforces them? Like you're talking about like limbo, if that's the right word. I'm not really too.
Yeah.
Limburger?
The spiritual plane.
In a spiritual plane, I guess. Yeah, like
what is the middle? There's heaven, there's hell, and then there's
Purgatory.
It's like a purgatory, right? Something like that.
I guess it really depends on your belief system, right?
Right.
Yeah. But they say that there's so many different levels on the astral planes that people go to. Especially, we're talking about what happens when you sleep. You might be astral projecting. You might be leaving your body, going out, traversing the universe, and then coming back into your body in the morning with memories of where you went, observing. Yeah, yes, positively.
Jorianne, I think I remember having this conversation with you years ago. And I think I told you the story where I fell asleep and I woke up somewhere else and I was like flying around. It's like, but it was different places. Like I was underwater, then I was up, and there was these creatures that were like completely, just not normal.
Yeah,
like alien type, creatures.
That's called an abduction.
No, I don't see any holes or any things on me, but yeah, I remember dreams like that too, and that's got to be. And I think I asked you about that, and you said it was
real. Because I've had that. Yeah. I've had it going in the water and coming back up and going in the universe and everything. Just exactly what you were describing, John. And people even have the experience. I don't know if you guys have ever had this feeling like you're paralyzed when you're sleeping.
I've had
paralysis.
That.
Sleep paralysis. Yeah. And they say sometimes that's the beginning of when you're getting ready to leave your body.
Oh, wow.
At night, yeah.
I thought it was this girl I was dating years ago.
Yeah, my uncle always told me a story that he would have sleep paralysis, and he would have a vision of some weight on him that he couldn't get out of bed, and it did manifest into this like female type creature that was like sitting on his
like a
chest.
succubus.
Yeah,
succubus. Yeah,
and he said and it was at the house. It was at their house growing up, and he was like a 20-something, younger guy, and he said it happened like 2 or 3 times, and
Yeah.
he just couldn't.
Isn't a succubus good though?
No,
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't
sucks
think
your
so.
energy.
I'd have to go back through all of my definitions and everything, but I remember that they do have spirits that will come in and they will.
Attack.
Oh gosh, okay, I did have an experience where
An incubus.
Well,
It's
actually,
the opposite, isn't it? Incubus,
The male.
yeah,
the
the
male version.
well, now wait a minute. So if we really go through this, I can't really say that it was somebody that was an incubus or succubus. What I can say is that I had to do a clearing on somebody. Somebody was under psychic attack. And so this is when I was in my earlier years of doing this work. And I thought, okay, I know how to clear this person's energy. I'm going to do this. And that night, I ended up having somebody, while I was asleep, coming into my bed and trying to do some hanky-panky. And I became fully awake and aware, so much so that I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what's going on here. Get out of here. And this person left an indent on my thigh. As I'm looking, I could see like as though there was physical mass there. It was pushing down on my thigh as it was exiting.
wow.
Now that's the stuff that you sit here going like, dude, seriously now.
That's conjuring stuff.
That
It was
wasn't
his butt
conjuring.
cheek.
Yeah.
No, that was this person that was attacking me because they didn't have access to the other person anymore. I didn't know how to cut the cords like I did a cleansing, but I didn't realize. So I learned from all these experiences that I have. It's like, oh, didn't see that coming. And then I have to learn how to deal with that. So that's why, to me, I tell people when they have ghost attachments, where they have haunted houses, you know, it's frightening at first, but what a great opportunity to learn. So it's like being in class. Now we're going to learn how to deal with this haunted house. Here's this attachment. Here's this whatever. And then we learn how to work with it. Yeah.
Wow.
Ugh.
It's creepy.
It is. It really
Creepy.
is.
Yeah. Didn't happen again, though.
All right, so let's talk about generations. Okay, you've been doing this obviously a long time.
Yes.
How do you perceive the generations, in the future, and the evolution of the paranormal? Because right now it's such a social, with all the movies and all the stigma about the paranormal and all the horror movies and all that. Where do you see especially your gifts and what you do?
Yeah.
In the future? I mean, is this going to evolve even more, or is it going to just stagnate and just that'll be it? You know what I mean? It's going to be just linear.
Okay. Can I say one thing about the past?
Sure.
Do you remember Houdini and his wife and how they were trying to make contact with all the seances and stuff like this?
Back.
Well,
He never came back.
right?
Yeah.
So I actually have a picture of my granddaughter at her birthday who said the week before, Grandma, I've got all these spirits in my room. She goes, what am I supposed to do? And I said, let me check. I said, hang on, they're your spirit guides and angels. That next week I took a picture of her and there's a figure of a woman with her hand over her shoulder. And I'm like, oh, and I wouldn't mind sending it to you, John, for your website. Okay?
Right. That would be great.
But then we have a picture of Abraham Lincoln's wife with the same thing.
Oh, that's right.
Lincoln.
I've seen that picture.
Exactly.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is when the new cameras came out. So it's
Right.
not like it was like, and then I have a picture of another man that was standing behind a woman with his hand over her shoulder. And these aren't Photoshopped. These are pictures from a long time ago. So we have things where when I really got into this, it was when I was studying all of the old psychics from a long time ago, and we had what was called real ectoplasm. And those things were coming out of the orifices. And John, when you and I met a long time ago, I was doing seances and stuff like this.
Right.
So that's the past, and a lot of that is documented. It's not just the hokey stuff. There were a lot of people pulling scams and stuff
Right.
like that, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where you
Madame
wanna.
Blavatsky, right?
Oh, Madame Blavatsky. She wasn't a fake at all.
Well, Houdini wanted to prove her as a fake, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go back in that and look at that.
Do you remember this gentleman that we caught?
Yes, I do. I was just talking about him the other day.
I forgot his name was Shanahan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were
Cut that.
at an event, and some people will like try to fake you out and
Right.
stuff. And it's
We
like,
caught him on
dude,
film. Faking
Yeah,
people out.
caught him
I
on
was there.
film.
Yes, that's right.
I was
Rockford. It was Rockford.
Yes. And it was like, dude, why do you have to do that when this is so real?
Right.
You know, and I'm going to tell you something right now. When I'm doing seances, if that table stops to rise off the ground, you better know I'll be the first out of that door.
Yeah.
Bam!
Well, you did. Actually, you did when we were doing the casket company. Remember that? We were in the basement and you got freaked out. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Out here. But John, do you remember when the doll started talking?
Right.
I have that doll.
Oh
Yes.
man, do you really?
My son loves that doll.
No. It's a different doll.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's at the casket company. We were doing. It's on video where the doll all of a sudden starts talking. Had no batteries. Had no batteries.
awesome.
Started talking.
Oh
It was
man.
at a casket company. We were doing an investigation, and the place is really haunted.
Yeah. Daniel, my husband, caught an apparition on a picture.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was on a rocking chair, right?
Yes, in the
Yes.
corner.
Oh man.
And he took a picture before and after, like in sequential order, and you can see an apparition sitting in the chair.
figure,
It's
right,
like a
yeah.
green-
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a picture that I took in the basement of somebody sitting on a box in the basement.
Wow.
Those are some real
It was in the basement
right,
that you guys heard the ground.
Right.
And ran.
right,
Oh yeah.
right.
And then you had to do Reiki healing on me because I got attacked in the
Yes.
basement of that same facility.
Wow.
We had a lot of things happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in that place. Well, that was where Al Capone used to drop bodies
yeah.
in that basement. So yeah,
Wow.
it was a really cool place. I
Yeah.
mean, and that place doesn't. I mean, they sold it, so I don't know whatever happened, but it had a lot of paranormal.
Was it the Elgin
Casket Company, the Elgin
Yeah.
Casket Company, and it
Yeah.
was
JFK's casket was made?
right.
from
The
there,
first
Oh, wow.
casket was out of the Casket Company. Yeah,
But Jorianne, also, you got in contact with a woman who was taken there by the outlaws.
Oh wow.
Spirit was there.
Oh
Remember that?
yeah. I do remember something about that. Yep.
Yeah. And because you did a seance there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there was
Oh, that's right. I
several
remember that, yeah.
things that happened.
So you can see, when people question some of this, it's good to question it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just in the questioning, but like all of you guys here, right, tonight, you've experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing is greater than having the experience yourself, because then they say no explanation is necessary, but none's enough, right? So somebody can try to explain it to you, but unless you've had the experience, then you can go like, no, dude, I get it, really.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
John, you were asking, where do I see things going in the paranormal field? I really believe that the spirits and the angels are really coming down here to keep waking people up, because basically this is our normal state of being, is to be psychically open. And it's through, indoctrination, like you were saying. What were you saying about religion?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. It's, if you're raised in a certain way where it's, there's
Taboo.
certainty. Yeah. It's either heaven, in between, or hell. Then if there's something that's not that, then your religion is all questioned, right?
Right. Well, you said organized religion, right?
Yes.
Which it is organized different ways of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what family religion you're born into.
Yep.
And then a lot of people buy that hook, line, and sinker,
Mm-hmm.
or then they grow to a certain stage in their life and go like, I'm going to question things. I'm having my own experiences. Then they'll develop their own relationship with the universe, God, however each person perceives,
Yeah.
And even when you say heaven and hell, that doesn't encompass everybody on the planet's belief systems,
Right.
because we've got Buddhists, we've got Muslims, we've got so many different religions that is one slice of the pie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think right now that everybody, you can tell that how can I say it? The consciousness is being raised. People are waking up. They're really getting in touch with their higher spiritual selves right now. That's the way I see it going. And for those that are not supposed to be awake right now, that's okay. That's okay. But everyone's getting a nudge here and there.
Yeah. I think, spiritualism has been around since humans. people have always thought and questioned, is there something more than what we're living right now? And, that's cool, like you were saying, in the 1800s and ectoplasm, and people were doing seances to try and find that out. And I think that's always been something that is just part of our human nature, is to always want to know if there's more. And I think, I don't know if I can't speak for your generation or, but I would think that it might have been taboo because it was so old fashioned to have organized religion in your life. And, and then for me, I feel like there was, I was exposed to so much more just from that type of viewpoint. And, as a millennial, I think a lot of also TV was nonstop. So you get exposed to all different types of people, all different types of backgrounds, all different types of scenarios, but also like TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and like X-Files and, all of those types of shows where it really just kind of like, punched you in the face with all these spiritual experiences. Yeah. And then I think with Gen Z, I don't know, I can't speak for you, but I think your generation is going to be even more so, because I feel like they're even more open to different possibilities and different
or are they going to be more cut off because it's been out there for such a long time that they've been bombarded with everything? Like you started with getting the information. Like for me, I started didn't really have a lot of information about religion and the paranormal. I didn't really know what the paranormal was until I was older. I mean, a lot older. I was scared out of my own shadow when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I didn't really, even contemplate the paranormal or anything like that. The Exorcist, when I saw it, I couldn't sleep for like a week and a half. So I was like, yeah. So a Poltergeist, I turned off the TV. I didn't want anything come through. So it was like, yeah. So I mean,
funny.
yeah. So I mean, as a baby boomer, we weren't really into the paranormal, like I said, until I got older.
Mm-hmm.
Then, once my mom passed away, I started trying to, she was so religious, and I wanted to find a way to communicate with her, and I've never done that. Since she passed away, never been able to communicate with my mom. Occasionally I see her in dreams, but I rarely am able to, not like my sister. My sister passed away. I saw in a dream and it was vivid. Mm-hmm. My dad, same thing. I've not really seen him. I've just seen him in like little tidbits of dreams, but I haven't really felt him or anything like that. So as far as, I think you're the lucky one because you have been exposed from the get-go about the paranormal. You saw The Conjuring, you saw, all these movies that came out of nowhere and just exaggerated the paranormal.
Exactly.
Whereas he's already seen everything. It's there, so the only way he's going is probably, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think his generation, and interrupt me, Joe, if I'm speaking for you, but I think with your generation, I feel like a lot more open-minded and not necessarily, I mean, obviously you're always going to have like certain sects of people, right? But I think generationally, your generation is just more open-minded to that possibility, and they're not so tied down to an organized, religion or organized like upbringing.
That's gone down.
Well, do you have to have religion to be involved in the paranormal? I don't think you do.
No, but I think it provides a
catalyst.
Yes, like a baseline of your belief system.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I agree with that with the base.
Right.
With the base. But here's the other thing too. It's not just how we all have our own personal relationships with God, or how we know God. Some people got us. We have our spirit guides. We have angels. And I have to say this because I think it is, I was born and raised a Catholic, right? And so I struggled with the stuff from the Bible, becoming a psychic. And I asked for, please give me some signs. And I got the signs. So I was like, okay, this is good. But having your spirit guides and your angels, I've literally had them save me. from danger. And I mean, literally to the point where I was driving down Pulaski Avenue northbound.
Oh, you
and-
definitely need an angel there.
Yeah, no kidding. Right. It was right by the Jewel's store.
Oh, geez.
And you know how you have the lane? I hope I can always describe this effectively. The lane where you're supposed to park your cars, and at a certain time, you can't park there, right?
Yes.
And the sign will say no parking between this time and that time. Well, I came up to the stoplight, and suddenly I'm sitting here, and I have this invisible hand shove my right shoulder back, and I'm like, and I was just getting into this field, and I was like, dude, I understand. It's like that you're there, but you are not allowed to touch my body. And then as I'm yelling at this dead guy, a car comes right up here in the lane that was open because no one was supposed to park there, but in front of the restaurant they could park. And he cut directly in front of me. And it was my light turned green. I was pressing my gas on when the spirit stopped me.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been a major catastrophe for many people at that intersection.
Wow.
So I've had several experiences where the dead people have saved me. So, yeah, awesome. So I just say, really get in touch with your spirit guides, your angels, you know, whatever works for you.
Do they wear name tags?
Do they wear name tags? That's kind of that's kind of funny. Mine actually, one of mine.
Please don't tell me that they do.
No, John, this is kind of funny. Really, if you guys think about it. I asked this one spirit guide because they always say, you know, if they're going to show themselves to you, just say, "Are you my spirit guide?" Mine said yes. I said, and it was a really handsome dude.
Ooh.
And I'm like, seriously? And he goes, yes, I'm your spirit guide, Jorianne. I said, come on. And then he did some backflips. He goes, I'm your spirit guide, okay? And I'm like, okay. Well, then I always tell my people, I said, ask for proof. So if you're going into a grocery store, John, name tag. Is there somebody with the name of K on it? License plate. Is there an initial K on it? Well, this is one letter, the K. And I said, well, what's your whole name? And he said, it's so long, I couldn't even tell you, like it's from a different universe kind of thing. So you wouldn't be able to pronounce it anyway. So I was downstairs painting my spiritual room when all of a sudden this long paint stick falls against the wall behind me. And I was like, wow, I just painted that wall. And so I picked up the painting stick again, painted again. It fell against the wall again. I was like, I turned around and there was this huge K that had just made itself on this wet wall
Oh my gosh.
with the stick. So that was like, okay, you gave me enough proof. Thank you, K. Thank you. Yeah. So you can ask for your spirit guides' names. You can ask them. And sometimes they don't have a name. And if they're there helping you all the time, I'm like, that's cool.
Can you have spirit animals?
You can.
That's in Mexican culture. They're called alaham. Oh, what are they called?
Alhambras?
It's in Coco.
Wow, there you go. That's awesome.
Okay, now
Well, it's also in shamanism. So I've also been studying shamanism. So you've got the upper world, middle world, and lower worlds. And that's where you have your power animals that come in and help you. Yeah.
wow. That's interesting. So we are going to kind of shift gears.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about your psychic abilities.
Okay.
And the whole psychic readings, when did that, I mean, you talked a little about how that developed for you, but I kind of want to go into a little bit more of the readings and how you were able to perceive somebody who's passed away. Like, okay, like let's take my dad. He passed away. It's going to be 3 years now.
Okay. God bless him.
Yeah. So, I mean, how would you go about reading somebody that is in front of you and saying, okay, this is what I feel?
Okay. So for me being a medium, outside of the other work, oh my gosh, I just so want to, so sometimes, oh gosh. So can I tell you a quick story?
Sure.
Okay. So I was reading one of my clients. She was at the house and suddenly behind her, I'm going like, that's a voodoo priest behind her. Oh my God. And as I'm staring at this guy, I'm getting just so creeped out. And then information starts to unravel itself, right? So then I start seeing scenes and pictures and it's like, oh, okay. So with that, I ended up having, I'm watching her and it's like, oh, he's not here to hurt her. He's here to protect her. And then it's like, oh, this is a past life teacher of yours. You used to be in voodoo. And she's like, seriously? And I said, I'm 100% sure, because that's what he just told me. He's one of your teachers. He's here to protect you. But he was a voodoo priest. Okay. And so she was in that field in a past life. So if it was something with your dad, normally what I do is I would ask for his name. So I'll tell you what I keep seeing anyway, because I keep seeing a man around you, but he's wearing a suit. And I don't know, did you guys put a suit on your dad when he passed? So that's all I keep seeing behind you, John, is a man standing there. He seems quieter. I don't know why I'm getting a little pain in the stomach area. I was getting pain in the stomach area, and I was getting a little pain in the back earlier. So I start feeling things in my body, and then I just see things. So since we've been talking, it looked like a nice suit. That's what I can tell you.
It was a nice suit, yes.
Yeah. And it looked like a darker suit, but it looked like a nice suit.
It was.
And he was just standing there, just being quiet. And like right now, me perceiving him just feels a little more mild-mannered. Feels like he had a great laugh, a great smile, that sort of thing when he was laughing. And that's what I'm getting. I don't know if there was smoking, but when I'm sitting here, well, this could be somebody else too coming in right now too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had any relatives that smoked, whether a cigar or smoked a cigarette, but that's what I'm getting coming in here right now. So when I'm seeing that, and also somebody that might have been, winking sometimes. So I'm getting that coming through.
Wow, there's a lot of people coming through.
No, they do sometimes.
Oh, really?
100%. It's just like that
So
movie.
you could be focused on one person, but then all these other, wow.
The movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg. Positively. People line up and they just start wanting to come through. They just want to start communicating. Okay. Yeah. Also, and I'm not sure if this is your dad or not, but I'm getting this, like with the ring. So there may be something with his ring or something like this going on. So he's showing me that. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it sort of does. Yeah.
So I always ask for validation, because now when I'm sitting here now, my legs are getting cold. My body is full of goosebumps. Was he buried by chance, or were you guys supposed to be burying him, or did you think about it? He likes where he's at. That's what I can tell you. He's telling me that he likes where he's at.
He's right next to my mom and my sister. It's a mausoleum.
Oh, then he was buried, but above ground.
Right.
He likes where he's at. That's what he just said. And he does come in your dreams. So also it's like, so for me, I just start getting images up here, feelings, perceptions. He's saying something about something unraveling. So I don't know if there was anything that was unraveling. So almost like make sure you don't pull it. Also, I don't know if he had anything to do with shots. If he had anything with shots or anything like that, needing medication, shots, he's showing me something like that. So I'm not sure if that was somewhere around his end stage.
Yeah.
So he was getting that. He liked it at the point where he was more knocked out and he didn't have to. Was he getting sedated?
Yeah.
Toward the end of his life.
Yeah,
So
he was.
So he did like that, because he's telling me he was having a hard time breathing.
Right.
So that's what he's telling me right now. And he loved you so much. He really loved you very much. So I hope you guys had if you had any issues, you worked them out, but your dad loved you very much. And I think your dad might have had his own way of thinking about life.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say it that way.
Yeah,
okay.
He did.
And then so this was your grandfather, right?
Yeah.
And also very proud of you. And also he's showing me, like, I don't know if his birthday parties or what this is, but my party girl, my beautiful girl. That's what I hear him saying to you.
Like him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you could do no wrong, because he hugs you, loves you so much. Okay. And did you have your daughter yet?
No, I have 2 sons.
Okay. So I'm seeing it feels like Grandpa has a daughter for you. So I just want to tell you, that's what it looks like. That's what I'm getting. And
I hope.
Yeah, right. So I just want to share that. And if there's anything, And then also your father-in-law, Julia, saying hi to you too. Okay. And watch for your knees. Something about the knees. Watch the knees.
Who, hers or mine?
I might be yours, but I'm not sure. But so be careful. And then something, was there anything on his face that hurt him? Was there anything that...
On his face. I don't think
I don't
so.
know why. It just feels a little something right here. I'm not sure what it is. Unless, again, it's past, present, and future. And
Yeah.
so don't cut yourself shaving, John. I'll go.
Oh, you're talking about me or him?
It might be
Oh.
you.
I got a tooth thing that's going on here, but
Oh, that
yeah,
could be
but
it.
it's been a while. It's been about a year now.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So,
yeah.
I say knock on wood.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Who knows?
that's how I pick up information.
Oh wow.
So I just start seeing the pictures and I feel him coming in here and telling me what to say, what to share with you guys. And I always tell people I'm not 100%, but I will listen as closely as I can because it's learning to listen inside. It's learning how to feel inside, to see inside your third eye. Or like when I look up here, it's like your ceiling is disappearing and he's showing me information. Like it almost feels like something with a car also. And I don't know if there was anything around his car from a long time ago. If he loved cars, I'm not sure what that is.
The van.
Okay. All right.
He had a limo too.
Yeah, he had a
did.
limo. Yeah, I think he still does. It's still
Awesome.
at my Dad's house. Yeah.
All right. So it's like that.
Yeah.
So I get to see inside out. I call it, I see it inside out. I feel it inside out. Yeah, that sort of thing.
So do you ever get like you're sitting there with somebody and you're doing a reading and you're like, all right, I don't,
You don't want to say.
you don't want to
they're-
say what you're seeing because it's you know what I mean? It's one of those.
I do.
You do?
I do. And there's,
So how do you tiptoe around it? and
I
say,
do. I do.
Oh, you can
real
have a great
soft-
life.
Oh God, no. I
everybody
don't.
loves you.
No, I don't do that, honestly. I do a little soft shoe around it sometimes, not always. How can I say this? The first thought, the future is subject to change by choice, right? So we know that. And if there is something where I'm seeing somebody getting a divorce, I'm like,
Oh.
and they're like, oh, I love my husband. He's so great. And it's like,
You're going to lose a lot of money.
yeah, there could be. Oh, no, the lady might make a lot of
I was
money. I'm
about to
not
say,
sure.
yeah, probably gonna take
But-
advantage of that.
So there was a woman when I worked at Excalibur nightclub, and I worked there for 5 years doing my readings upstairs.
That place is haunted.
Yeah, it is.
I got tapped.
I was on the TV show Sightings for that one.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was. Unexplained Mysteries, TV show Sightings. Anyway, there was a woman that was walking right past me, and I was going like, all I kept hearing was Nicole Simpson, Nicole Simpson, Nicole Simpson.
Really?
And I was like, that, whereas it was like, Urgh. And I said, hello, ma'am, can I have a word with you? And she goes, oh, ma'am. She goes, I don't want a psychic. Or a psychic reading. She goes, I don't want to pay for that. I said, I'm not going to charge you a darn thing, but can I have a moment of your time? And she goes, sure. And I said, do you have a boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend that has really been horrible? And she goes, yes. I said, is he stalking you? She goes, yes. I said, ma'am, please protect yourself. I said, because he is just... it just doesn't feel good to me, And so in episodes like that, I will mention something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please protect yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you ever, I'm just curious, like when you're watching TV or something, does it ever get annoying when like, are you able to like, are you able to like kind of turn it off? Like I hope, I'm sure that's kind of a stupid question, but.
It's not a stupid question at all.
Okay.
The only thing that I said to some of these dead people was, please don't come in my sleep. Because this one guy kept going in front of my bed, back and forth, back. And I'm like, dude, I can't hear you. What's going on? I said, just come to me in my sleep. So I gently fell asleep. And then I see this guy laying in my bed looking sexy, going like hubba hubba. And I'm like, dude, get out of here.
Dude.
That's not what
my
it's like, just get out. Get out.
No.
So that's where I said, don't come in my sleep and scare me. If you need to talk to me when I'm fully awake so I can communicate with you and help you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So sometimes you're able to tell them like, I'm trying to watch a movie right now. Can you?
Oh no! If I've got dead people bugging me when I'm watching a movie, I'll be more than happy to turn that show off so I can talk to them.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, not a problem. I mean, if they can get through and they're going like, hello, hello.
So even if it's like a paranormal movie or show or whatever that you're watching, and something comes out and it's like, boo.
And John, I'm telling you, you're really getting my books right now. Yeah, I've had so many awesome experiences. I can't wait to get these books written. Really.
One of the questions I want to ask you about the whole paranormal thing,
Yeah.
and this has been on my mind for a long time. Okay, so we have obviously human beings,
Yeah.
that have souls,
Yes.
and part of the paranormal. What about the whole alien thing? Do they have souls, and when they die, do you feel or see aliens out there?
Okay.
I mean, this is like for a whole new show.
Yes.
But it's like I've always had the idea of, okay, well, if people die and they have souls, they go somewhere. If aliens die, because they get shot down by other aliens or ray guns or whatever. But I mean, do they have souls and do they become ghosts?
Well, wouldn't that be in a different plane?
Yeah, but still, I mean, why couldn't they be in this plane also? You know what I mean?
It's very interesting, and I don't know that I have the entire answer for that for you, because I know I've gone to MUFON, which is the organization that's 50 years old, and I've gone there like twice. Little did I know they were right down the street from me when I lived in Tinley Park. I was like, bummer.
Really?
Oh, you're in Tinley Park?
I was.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Indiana now. Yep, but that's where I
He's
lived
a
for
Hoosier.
12 years. Yeah. And implanted, right?
All right,
Hoosier?
right.
Yep.
Right.
But I've had a couple of experiences around the alien stuff, and I didn't know that I really believed that before. I was like, and if this is all true, then how do they really take somebody up? Are they lifting up their body in physical form? Then how can they go through the roof, through the ceiling and the roof and stuff like this? And I had this one experience that was just really perplexing me for a long time. And I remember being in a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly I was up in the sky, and I've written about this already. I was somewhere, but I was in a big white round room. And it was so bright white, and I'm just going and going and going and going and going. Like consciously, I'm just not passing out or whatever. And they're like, man, she never stops. And that's what I heard from somewhere. But then I saw my two daughters, my older daughters, sitting on the floor of this room with their hands crossed like this. Like, we don't want to be here, but we have to be here. And if I'm going to interpret this, it was like, I think they were there to make me feel comfortable. And at that point, I finally passed out. And then I remember waking up, and I was going like, so that's how they do it. Right? But that was still me being in a dream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm coming up out of this other dream going like, so that's how they do it. But I saw myself as though I was in the sky coming down, seeing all the roofs of my houses in my neighborhood. And I was going like, man, why am I seeing this? This is so weird. And then as I'm waking up, it's like, so that's how they do it. And it was weird. So it must have been more of like an astral thing. But what had happened was I had an injury to my knee. And, oh, darn it. Now, there's one thing that I want to say to you guys that precedes this, but I had an injury to my knee. And when I went to get up that morning, and I almost collapsed. My knee was in severe pain, and I had to hang on to the chair rail on both sides as I was going downstairs, the handrail. And within 3 days, my knee has been better ever since. And I was at the point of thinking that I needed surgery. Now, when I say I want to preface this with something, the week before, I was downtown doing a class with one of my friends, and we were on Michigan Avenue in a restaurant. And as I'm sitting here just gazing out the window, I saw a man. I have no idea why I focused on this man with his brown suit. But here he was, brown suitcase. He's going past the window, and it's like, no biggie. Then there's a second window, and he's got a fish head. He's got the head of a fish. And I'm going like, dude, like, who are you? What are you? And then the next window, he's back to normal. And all I kept saying was, please don't come in here. Please don't come in here. Please don't come in this restaurant. And he did. And he walked right past. Thank God I was afraid he was going to approach me. And he walked right past me. And then I kept saying, I know who you are. I know who you are. And then it was that next week that I had that experience. So I don't know when they say that aliens good, aliens bad. I don't know if it was, you've got so many different types, reptilian, gray, stuff like this. So that really would be fun for another show. But that was one outstanding experience that I had that I really had to question.
Wow.
I just had to question that, John.
Well, I guess this is it. This was a great show. This was the Halloween show, Genizus Us. And thank you, Jorianne, for being here. Hopefully we can do this again.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
this podcast will air October 29th. Well, in a couple days. But check us out at genisusups.com and subscribe to our
We have
TikTok.
TikToks?
Yeah, we have TikTok. We have Instagram. We're on Facebook now, Facebook pages. So, yeah, check us out. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Jen is Us podcast. Make sure to subscribe everywhere podcasts are available and follow us on our Instagram and YouTube at Jen is Us podcast. We want to hear from you, the listeners. Send us any feedback or questions that you would like 3 generations to answer at contact@genisusus.com. Thank you.